Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about Pearl, the 2022 movie. Holy crap, I have now finally watched this movie because I saw that X movie a while back, and I've been wanting to see what Pearl was about because, I had Paramount Plus back in the day, and Pearl was technically on there. But it was like for Showtime. And back then you couldn't watch like the Showtime stuff unless you subscribe to Showtime. I think now they let you and stuff. But it's on Amazon Prime now. Holy crap. Holy crap. This movie is good. Like, oh my God, dude. Yo, give Mia Goth her flowers right here, right now. Let her win every single stinking award that there is because this woman acted her socks off. Like, oh my God, dude. Like, I knew she was good in the X movie. But the X movie is a very different feeling type of genre created by that of T.I. West. And, it's an old school type horror type movie. And so since there's so many characters and everything, she kind of gets shuffled out, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know who she was at that time, and I was just paying attention to Jenna and everything. And like, she's just kind of like this silent person who's there. And now, of course, they're going to make that Maxine movie that comes out on July the 5th of this year and everything. So it's coming out very, very soon. And I'm curious to see how this A24 trilogy is going to play out. Or maybe it won't be a trilogy. Maybe they'll make another movie after this. But like, and so I always knew she was a good actress from like, when she played Maxine and when she played Old Pearl and stuff, Ugh, she was creepy as Old Pearl. And so, but oh my God, dude, like since she is the main focus of this movie and the main star, you really pay attention to her acting in this movie. And there was some awards for this movie she won, some she was nominated for it. She should have won everything. She had to carry this entire movie on her skinny little shoulders and everything, man. And she did a phenomenal job. Because the thing about Pearl and Maxine is that they're played by the same person, but she acts completely different in both those roles with the accents, the freckles, the hair coloring, her whole mannerisms. Like she is a character actress and everything, and I hope to see her in much, much more stuff. Other than that, I have no idea who she is. I know she's married to Shia LaBeouf and they have a kid. At one point in time, they were supposed to like divorce because Shia LaBeouf is Shia LaBeouf, but they reconciled and everything like that. I hope he's doing better, but you never know which version of Shia LaBeouf you're gonna get. And he has been through it with those demons and stuff and has done some things, and it's just kind of like, I just hope he's in a better place. I hope he treats her right. It seems like a little bit of him is rubbing off on her because apparently for the Maxine movie, somebody who was like a stunt person in the movie is suing her. Allegedly, she kicked him in the head. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. But that sounds like something Shy would probably do. And everything. But this Pearl movie is a prequel to that of the X movie. We get to see the character of Pearl, which is quite interesting and odd because you think since this movie revolves around Maxine, there'll be a prequel about Maxine and who her father used to be, or who her father is, that pastor dude, super religious, and she's like a porn star and everything. So it is kind of interesting they went the whole Pearl route, but there's a good reason for that. Pearl was a very interesting, odd character along with her husband. They went on a murder spree and they was like 80-something-year-old people. And the question is like, why exactly? And we know a little bit why, because Pearl's all like, I used to be like you. I had dreams. I wanted to get out of town and blah, 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 and make something of myself. And Maxine's all like, I am going to be a good star and a perfect star, an amazing star and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to be like you, stuff like that. So it's kind of like, okay, well, Pearl said they used to be similar, but you never think to make like a prequel off that, you know what I'm saying? And so they did. T.I. was actually coming up with the prequel to this while they was filming that of X. And him and Mia Goth actually wrote this movie together. She's a good writer along with a good actress. Now, the thing interesting about this movie is that it's completely different from that of X. X is a straight up, you don't expect it to be a really horror movie, but it is a horror slasher movie. And the way they kill people and the way they film certain things really does make it feel like old school horror. This, it averts your expectations. You expect this to be a happy-go-lucky, brightly colored movie and everything, because that's the feel he wanted. He wanted Mary Poppins or some type of deranged Disney movie from back in those days, you know what I'm saying? With the bright colors, the open fields, the music and everything. It really doesn't make you think this movie is about a disturbed psychological killer and everything. Because Pearl is a deranged person. She is a little misguided and she is very sheltered, but she is mentally unstable. And in a way, you kind of feel a little bad for her. Like, I hate when they do that in movies. Well, you know who this killer is, but it make you sympathize with them. But that's good writing right there. They tried that with the Orphan movie and stuff. Orphan First Kill wasn't a particularly good movie. It had some pacing and writing issues, but they really did make you feel bad for the little orphan girl and stuff. And, or woman, I should say. And so, like, with Pearl, they do that too. You get to see who Pearl is growing up and how she just wants to get out. But she can't. She has too many responsibilities and a very strict and stern mother and everything. And like the actress who plays her mom, Tida, I can't remember her name. Anyway, the mother, I didn't even know who that was at first. But now I remember her. She was in Legend of the Seeker. She's in that show Creamery I keep talking about and everything. I had no idea that was her because she had like a fake German accent, the dark colored hair, and she just completely looked different. And this is my first time seeing David Cornsweet in anything. I now know he's going to be a great Superman because I've never seen him in nothing before. But yes, he is going to make a great Superman. Now, this movie was filmed in New Zealand just like with the first one. And it's funny how, because like in both movies, they get a American-born star who moved to like New Zealand to like act and do movies and stuff. The first one was the sheriff from the first movie, and the second one, the girl who plays Misty and everything. I forget her name. And so, like, with this movie, like, we now understand why Pearl said, "You're just like me," why I had big dreams. We now know why she randomly dances just out of like nowhere. We know why she's so like horny and everything. Like, we know why she kills people and stuff like that. Because the thing about the first movie is that it was like, set back in like, what was it? Like the 70s, 80s, 70s, I guess you could say. And it's like a group of young people making a porno. They're out this like farmhouse. And farmer husband's all like, "Don't come in the house and don't talk to my wife." Because he knows exactly the type of person that she is. And now after the events of this movie, we know he stuck with her after all of this and helped get rid of those bodies and stuff. And the thing about Pearl is that she is in her own prison. Like when you see the X movies, like, dude, she's been there forever since World War One and everything. That's what it says online. The first war, World War One. I thought it was World War Two, but whatever. I guess World War One. Why not? And so, like, yeah, I guess it was World War One. Wasn't it like 1916 or some crap like that? Yeah, whatever. And so she's been there for a long time, and that home is literally her prison. Like, that city is literally her prison. She doesn't really go nowhere because of how she acts. And so when you do realize that, and then you rewatch X, you kind of do feel bad for her, but then you don't, because she is a murderer and everything. She has all the warning signs and everything, hallucinations, manic behavior, how she just screamed at that scarecrow. I was like, okay, now I see it. That's the red flag. But then another red flag is killing animals. People who torture and kill animals, that is a major red flag and everything to a person who's probably going to grow up to be psychotic and stuff or be a murderer and stuff. And that is what she did, when she was on the farm. See, she lives on, they never specify her age, but she is married. Now, of course, people used to marry at younger ages back then, but I'm going to assume she's probably like past 18 or something like that. And so she lives at home with her family because, back in those days, people still lived with their parents and stuff like that in those early 1900s. It wasn't until much later people started breaking off and everything. But like, she lives at home with her parents. Her mom is super strict and everything. They live in a farmhouse. They're very poor. Her mom's German. She said people don't like to help them out because people don't like Germany. This is why I thought it was World War II, but I guess not. And her father is terminally ill to where he is in a wheelchair and he has to be spoon fed and washed and bathed and all this other stuff. And so because of that, Pearl has like a mountain of chores and everything. She has to attend to the farm. She has to bathe her father. She has to give the father the medicine. She has to go in town to get the medicine. She doesn't have a life outside of that farm and taking care of her father, while the mother, make food and clean the house and stuff like that. She doesn't have any friends. She doesn't have an escape outlet and everything. And of course, when you're all bundled up inside your head and you kind of go nutty and everything, the only person she has to talk to is Misty, who is her sister-in-law, because she's married and her husband is away at the war. And so Misty's the only person she has to talk to, but every once in a while they'll go over there. Her mom is very much a proud woman who will not accept a handout. When Misty mother gives her like a cooked ham, she leaves it on the porch because she doesn't want to eat it because she will not take charity. They will grow their own food and stuff like that. And so when Pearl goes into town, this is when she kind of sneaks away and kind of wants to live a little bit of a lifestyle, but doesn't really know how. She buys candy, and when she comes home, her mom realizes, oh, there's some money missing. You must have bought candy. Well, you ain't getting supper no more. And she's all like, but I rode all the way into town on my bike and everything, and I'm famished and stuff. Her mom doesn't care, and she has to go to bed hungry. Her mom treats her like that of a child, and that kind of like a slave and everything. And so she just really hates her life because she is super sheltered and everything. When she does go and she sees this movie and stuff, she meets the projectioner, David Cornsweet's character. And she instantly has a crush on him. And because she is super horny because her husband hasn't been around since the war and everything. And so he seduces her and makes her watch a porno and everything, getting her more turned on. To where when she comes home, she sees a scarecrow and she just blanks the scarecrow and everything. And then, because the thing is, she pictures the projectionist face on the scarecrow and she screams at her, talking about, I'm married and stuff. So she feels terrible about what she did, but she really wants herself some. And, she loves the idea of dancing. She knows she's a gorgeous looking person and she always has to wear overalls every day. And when she puts on her mom's dress, she feels pretty for the first time in her life. And her mom doesn't let her wear dresses and stuff. Her mom is super jealous of her because she's young. She, has a husband that can move around, and her mother doesn't have the lifestyle she wants, and her daughter wants that lifestyle, and her mom gets pissed because of that. So after a while, she wants to go on this dance audition, right? Because in her mind, she needs to get out of that town. If she can get out of that town, she is free like a bird. While she's in town, she's stuck in a cage. So at some point in time, she blanks the projectionist and everything. And when she assumes that people think she's crazy, this ticks her off and everything. and she will kill them and everything. Because one thing people who are crazy hate the most is when you say they are crazy. It's kind of the same thing when you call a racist, and they're like, no, I'm not. Or like you call an alcoholic, no, I'm not. It's like that. But she goes to the extreme, right? She also knows that she can get rid of her parents, then she can also be free as well. So she's literally about to off her father and throw him in the lake with the alligator. The alligator from the X movie. The alligator was more scary in the X movie than it was in this one. Because here we actually get to see him being fed farm animals, a duck. She sees the alligator eggs, and she cracks one when I think she's getting horny or something like that, and she just busted it, and she's just crazy. She only has the farm animals to talk to, so she's really nuts, you know what I'm saying? And so she ends up killing the projectionist and everything. But she eventually get into a fight with her mom. And she killed her mom actually by accident and everything, because her mom got set on fire. Then she poured hot boiling water on her mom. In her mind, she thinks water is just water, and it will let the fire out, but it's boiling hot water. So her mom is half alive, half dead, and she just stuffs her down in the basement. She smothers her father, and she heads into town, and she's gonna do the audition. But she learns they're only gonna take one girl per town. So she's worried, but you can see the look on her face, like she is determined, like she has to get out. If she doesn't get out, this is it for her, and she is in a prison for the rest of her life, even though now her parents are off and everything. She does the audition. In her mind, she hallucinates, thinking she's the best dancer in the world, right? But it turns out she's actually not. She's actually pretty ordinary and just like all the other girls, and they want somebody with some pizzazz, and they want somebody with blonde hair. She is devastated and just hollers and cries. Misty is blonde. Misty also tried out. Misty takes her back home, and it's there she has this huge monologue where she just confesses all the bad stuff she's did. Cheating, having impure thoughts, killing people, wanting to get out of town, why I have to live this lifestyle, blah blah, stuff like that. Misty is starting to get freaked out, especially about her cheating on her brother, doing some really bad stuff. But then Pearl's all like, I know you got the audition. And Misty ain't stupid. She's just kind of like, I know I didn't. She's like, yes, you did. I know you did. It's okay and everything. I'm cool with that. You don't think I'm crazy, do you? No. Boy, you already knew what was going to happen. Misty walks out that door. She starts walking a little fast. In comes Pearl. She grabs the pitchfork, and she just chases after her and kills her. I will say the kills in this movie are not as good as the first. You really felt something with those kills, through the screen. With this one, it just seems whatever. I guess they had to tone down that violence or whatever, because this is also doing with a mental ill person. That's really big, a hot topic nowadays. And then we see more of her craziness come out. She's setting dinner for dead people. She still has her mom and her mom is dead now, and her dad's corpse. And she puts him in the chair. She takes the rotted pig that has maggots on it. And later on, when her husband comes back from the war, we see that the pig has been completely eaten. Those maggots can't eat that fast, which means she probably ate that tainted meat. And it ends with this big creepy smile on her face. And this movie will really twist your mind, man. And we know her husband helped her get rid of the bodies and stuff. And he's been covering up for her for decades of her crazed behavior. How many people has she killed after this movie? Nobody knows and stuff. How many people he helped kill along with her? Nobody knows, because he did help in that X movie. Now, Martin Scorsese said this movie it was really, really disturbing to him and blah, 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 blah. Well, dude, what do you expect? You don't like comic book movies. Now you got a movie that is full cinema, and now you're still complaining. Whatever, man. But yeah, this movie was something else. it really averts your expectations and stuff. It makes you want to sympathize with the villain a little bit. T.I. and Mia Goth are making like movie gold. And of course, Maxine comes out. Hopefully they can hit it out the park. One thing I completely forgot about is that the Pearl character, she actually drinks her father's medication. She like guzzle it and stuff. And of course that is bad. I believe he might take morphine for the pain. So that causes her deliria and her hallucinations and stuff. And it's just one more thing that causes her to act like out and kookier than what she is and stuff. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.